The Lavender Town theme song. Just one note from its haunting and hypnotic melody is enough to invoke a primal fear in any gamer. How swiftly do the memories come flooding back as its harmonies pierce your ears, and you're unable to think about anything else but the fear that arises from you whenever you hear this song. But if you don't know anything about the song, don't worry, I'm going to explain the whole history of it and how it got its nasty reputation decades after it originally released. Apparently it kills people, is that true? I don't know, but we're going to find out today. Okay, so Pokemon Red and Green were released in Japan in 1996 for the Nintendo Game Boy. That same year, Pokemon Blue was released as a special edition of the two games with a few tweaks and less glitches. 2 years later, from that Pokemon Blue Special Edition would come the United States version of Pokemon Red and Blue. Pokemon Green never had a release in the United States. That'll be important to remember later. The first generation of Pokemon games offered a cheerful and exciting adventure that was pretty revolutionary for the time in the medium of video games. The games proved to be a massive success, both in Japan and internationally. Of all the wondrous and exciting places you get to visit within the game, there's one that's just a little bit off. About halfway through your journey, you come across Lavender Town. The first thing you're likely to notice when you enter this town is its music. Most of the music up to this point generally has a happy tone. I mean, it's kind of one of the things that these games are known for, is the catchy, happy music. But Lavender Town is different. Composed by Junichi Masuda, Lavender Town's theme music deliberately has a dissonant and creepy sound. It just sounds so spooky and scary and it won't stop and I hate it. But why exactly does it sound so scary? To start with, it's in the key of E minor. Minor keys are known for sounding more eerie or sad compared to a major key such as C major. But beyond that, we also see the use of tritones, which is an interval of 3 whole steps. So tritones are known for their unusual and almost evil sound. In fact, they were once dubbed the devil's tone and thought to actually be evil. So why would this song be composed with such evil sounds, especially in a kid's game? Well, once you look at what's going on in Lavender Town, it really starts to make sense. The story of Lavender Town revolves around a Pokemon cemetery called the Pokemon Tower. Yeah, a Pokemon cemetery. You know, those little Pokemon, the ones you've been befriending this whole time and you love them so much and you just have such a bond with them, they're gonna die one day. And so are you. Welcome to the real world. In this Pokemon Tower, you're going to find a ghost. Not a ghost type Pokemon, actual ghosts of dead Pokemon. Specifically the ghost of a dead Marowak who died protecting its little Cubone baby. You know your mother? She's going to die too one day. No, but in all seriousness, the story of Lavender Town is scary and dark and sad, and honestly doesn't really have a place in a kid's game. But that's not where the story ends. Around the early 2010s, a rumor began to spread that whenever Pokemon Red and Green released in Japan, the country saw a spike in suicides of kids from the age of 10 to 15. It was said that listening to the Lavender Town music had caused these children to develop headaches, then vomiting, erratic behavior, and eventually self-harm. This sickness was dubbed Lavender Town Syndrome. Lavender Town Syndrome was supposedly swept under the rug by Nintendo, and the new versions of the games released to America never had this problem because it had been tweaked already. Supposedly the music was so scary it killed you. I don't know, binaural beats or something. I don't know, it seems so silly as an adult now to talk about it. But let me tell you, as a kid, I 100% believed that this was true. You better believe that whenever my brother helped me pirate Pokemon Yellow on my crappy little tablet, I was playing with the sound off. Pirating games is a crime, by the way. My brother helped me commit a crime when I was a child, so thank God for the statute of limitations. So was there any truth to this crazy theory? Well, the song actually was altered from the original versions of Pokemon to the American releases. So you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna listen to the original theme with headphones on and see what happens. Alright guys, so this is the original version apparently from Pokemon Red and Green. And we have the volume all the way up. And we're gonna give it a listen. So let's see my first reaction. Nah, I'm just kidding. It sounds annoying, but not like it would kill me. It's just a bit like high pitched, that's all. In reality, the only problem with the original soundtrack was that it was kind of harsh, and the worst it could give you was like maybe a headache. It was toned down a little bit for the updated versions of the game. The story of Lavender Town ends with the orphan Cubone meeting with its mother one last time before her spirit is finally able to be at rest. It's a bittersweet ending to a tragic story. Lavender Town is much different in subsequent Pokemon games. The Pokemon Tower is replaced with a radio tower, and the music is different. It still kind of has remnants of the old theme, but it's much happier now, leaving a kind of bittersweet sound to it. It's as if to say that things have changed for this town, but its dark past may never be forgotten.